Vince DelMonte Review. No-Nonsense Muscle Building was developed by Vince DelMonte, a former Canadian fitness model champion who has been researching and promoting effective natural bodybuilding and fitness methods for nearly a decade. DelMonte was a skinny guy who considered himself a hard gainer. It was very hard for him to gain muscle mass even when he lifted weights. After literally getting hit by a truck while competing in a triathlon, DelMonte was extremely unsure of his future health and fitness. He credits meeting a former national bodybuilding champion, who wishes to remain anonymous, with helping him to learn to build his body using long-forgotten, old-school, natural techniques. Building on the foundation of this transformational experience, he created the Vince DelMonte Fitness Program to teach others how to develop their bodies without wasting time and money experimenting with useless supplements. The No-Nonsense Muscle Building Program, the name given to Vince DelMonte's fitness approach, explains how to stimulate the body's muscle-building hormones naturally. It also covers which supplements work and which don't. The program emphasizes that you can limit your workouts to an hour of intense exercise 3 times a week, give your body plenty of time to rest and recover, and get better results than if you exercised 5 times a week. Mr. DelMonte states that his program will work even if you have some of the worst muscle-building genetics around, as he stresses that he himself has. Vince's approach is broad and comprehensive. He explains the theory behind his workouts, includes detailed meal plans and diet tips, supplementation, how to prevent injuries, stretching, and bodyweight exercises, plus tips on testosterone and cortisol levels. The No-Nonsense Muscle Building Program has received endorsements from an unusually large number of renowned health experts, and the list continues to grow. It has also received highly favorable reviews from many actual customers who have used this system. DelMonte's approach to fitness is based on periodization weight training. Generally, this involves a planned course of progress over time, where various training elements like repetitions per set, number of sets per muscle group, number of exercises per session, intensity or load, heart rate or amount of weight or resistance, rest periods between sets, and so on, can be manipulated in an attempt to optimize results. This form of training has been used successfully by athletes training for particular events, competitions, or sports where a training schedule is planned to peak at a set time, or where specific body parts are targeted to reach desired peaks of conditioning. The major rival form of weight training, perhaps more common and simple, is called high-intensity training, HIT or HIIT. The fundamental principles of HIT are that exercise should be brief, infrequent, and intense, or performed with a very high level of effort. The only training element usually adjusted with this approach is the amount of weight used for each exercise. Ideally, this is continually increased over time, while still pumping out a maximum of 5 to 7 repetitions per set. Advocates of both styles of training insist their method is best, though the more I research the comparison, the less I see a clear winner. If one method works well for you, then it is obviously better than one that doesn't, or one that you haven't tried yet. Some trainers suggest HIT training until you reach a strength plateau, where you just don't seem able to increase the weight for your minimum number of reps. Then they suggest switching to a form of periodization or different exercises as a way to stimulate different muscle fibers and make a breakthrough. The HIIT method often encourages pushing the muscles to failure. In contrast, Vince often cautions to avoid overtraining and views adequate rest and recovery as a kingpin to consistent muscle growth. DelMonte does seem to incorporate the wisdom of high-intensity training within a larger context of periodization, concerning himself with those who have trouble building as much muscle as they'd like, without consciously planning on changing their routines. DelMonte's program also focuses on nutrition, stretching, rest, lifestyle, minimal supplementation, following a plan, and taking advantage of a proper understanding of how the body works. The Vince DelMonte fitness system is targeted at those who have tried traditional weight training methods without achieving their desired results, those who DelMonte calls hard gainers. He has stressed the importance of sleep, diet, nutrition, lifestyle, and exercise in precisely that order of importance, so his approach is a deeply holistic one, focusing on the whole person. The biggest complaint I've heard about the no-nonsense muscle building program is that there's too much information, too much to absorb, too much to learn. While there's some truth to this complaint, it's largely by design. This is intended to be the only training program you'll need, and it includes free lifetime updates. I suggest you skip the parts that don't interest you now, and note that they're there, so you can come back to them later when they seem more interesting or important or relevant to you. The other complaint that recurs is that there is no physical version of the product currently available. This is partly intentional to facilitate the product's revisions as improvements are realized over time. As I mentioned, the product does include free lifetime updates. This approach also avoids shipping delays and shipping charges, and it eliminates the need for packaging materials. It does, however, create an extra step for those of us who still prefer a hard copy. Grab a free ebook written by Vince DelMonte on common training and exercising mistakes and how to avoid them, and also get my free e-report called No Nonsense Muscle Building Explained as an extra bonus at www.musclebuildingshop.com.